She can't take any more, Captain. She's gonna blow. Woo. Hello folks, another quick video. I won another eBay auction and we won a Sapphire Vapor X. Again, it's an R9 270X, so I won two of those. You'd have seen that last week, so it's finally arrived. Needs a little bit of a dust up. What I'm going to be doing today, again it's not a complete build video, what I intend to do is install it in the HP Prodesk 400 G1. You've seen they already go in this. Now what I want to do today is do some benchmarks on the BIOS that is already on here. This is 2014 on here. So we're going to do some benchmarks, then I'm going to update the BIOS to 2018, rerun the benchmarks, see if they make a difference, because it's possible this is the BIOS update on here contains the Meltdown and Spectre updates that apparently make things a little bit slower, and I'd like to try and prove that today. So that's the plan. Okay, so I'm going to stick the card in, so let's offer it up, as I like to say. Oh, it's longer than the other one, clearly. Going to have a bit of a... Ooh, that's going to fit in with the... Right, there it is. The Vapor X by Sapphire is in. That's a 290... Sorry, it's an R9 270X. 2 gigs on board. Significantly larger than the Club 9 we had. So right, let's get that fired up. See what happens. Just to confirm, here is the BIOS version, version 2.18. Alright, so we've done a run through of Heaven. We have a FPS of 56.8, score of 1430, minimum 25.2, maximum 114.7. This is on a 2014 BIOS. So I'm going to run the BIOS update and rerun. BIOS has been updated to 2.53. May 2018. There we go. Okay, so whilst I'm in this BIOS, I wanted to see what this was. Power thermal, fan idle mode. Not sure what this is doing here. So I'm going to put it on max and see what happens. Save changes and exit. See what happens. Oh, warp factor 2. Warp factor 3. Warp factor 4. Warp factor 5. I don't know if she can take any more, Captain. Warp factor 8. She can't take any more, Captain. She's gonna blow. Woo. Quick, quick, shut it down. Well, the result is there, and it is pretty much exactly the same despite a BIOS update. So that's good news, because I was expecting the Spectre Meltdown to hit that. So there we are. That'll go on the spreadsheet. Okay, so I shall put the graph there. That was the Sapphire Vapor X R9 270X, 2GB. That's going to go in a Fortnite gamer, perfectly fine for Fortnite. That'll run fine. So that's another one done. Right, Captain's Log Supplemental. Happy Christmas. It's now Saturday before Christmas, so time has gone on another week, but it's arrived. My R9 280 has finally arrived, so we can do another gamer on this. Now this card is the card that I wanted to have back in the day when this was a new card, but I couldn't justify the cost of it, which is why I went to the R9 270. Now, was I right to go to the R9 270, or should I have stumped up the extra and gone for the 280? So we're going to stick this in the HP 400 Prodesk 400, benchmark it again, compare it to the 270 and the 270X. So this is a quick supplemental. Here it is, the Sapphire Vapor X R9 280. Close up. There it is. Dual X R9 280. Doesn't say on it anywhere, does it? R9 280. There it is. Sure you can see that. Right. Bernie's in today. It's Thursday. He's not normally here, but we have been absolutely mad busy the week before Christmas. I got so much stuff coming as well from one of our donors, which is going to be a random tech arise for the new year. But right now we're focused on building this gamer because we think we may have already sold it. So we are all guns blazing. Okay, right, we're ready then. So let's offer it up, as I like to say. On me, Bernie, down here. Right, so, hey, this is a long... It's even longer. Oh, dear. Is that a bit close there, Bernie? Can you back off a little bit? Back up a little bit. There we go. Right. Oh, I know what we need to do. We need to flatten those two little... Oh, they are flattened already. No, they're not flattened. Right, just down here, look. Just here. You got that there, Bernie? These little things here, they stick out on these and they don't allow the graphics card to sit properly. So we've got to use a pair of pliers just to squash those down. So that's just enough room to get in there and give it a bit of a nip. Right, and that squashes that down. I need to do that one there as well. I found out the hard way on those. I think that one's alright on that side. I don't know, I'll just do that one anyway. Right, there we go. So that's flat, and now the back plate can sit correctly. Let's try again.
So what are you doing with that now?
I'm offering it up, Bernie.
Offering it up?
Offering it up, that's what I'm doing. Clunk. Right, there we go. On that, Bernie. Plates, okay. Thank you. Good. There we are. That's all right. What's that for? SATA. Where's that going, Bernie?
Onto the two blue ones down the bottom there.
I've got to say, I think this card is a little bit too long for this case now. We've reached maximum cardage because we've got a problem getting the SATAs on there now.
That's display port, isn't it?
Yeah, okay, well, the card is in. Struggle getting the SATAs in there, but I should have maybe put the SATAs on first. Right, Bernie is plugging it onto the display port onto our 1080p panel there. Let's fire it up. It's already got Windows on it. We're going to have to do a driver install, and away we go, I reckon. Right, we're ready. Ready? You ready? Stand clear. Patience. Here we go. Is that running? Yeah, the fans are running on the graphics card. I'm not sure, you can't quite see that, can you, down there? AMD drivers installed. Just looking at the core clock, and this has a core clock of 940, which is lower than the core clock on the R7 on the R9 270, but it's got more bandwidth on it. So I'm going to bring up a couple of charts on screen to show you the difference between the 270 and the 280. Okay, so here's R9 280 versus the 270. Strangely enough, the R9 270 has a better score on GPU BOSS. And you see it's got a better gaming score. But then when you look at the R9 280 reasons to consider, it's got more bandwidth, better everything else. It looks like it's a far superior card. And reasons to consider the 270, it's got a higher memory clock speed and lower TDP. And the R9 seems to be doing better at everything else. So it is roundabouts and swings on that. Looking at user benchmark, we've got the R9 280 versus the 270, and the 280 is ahead of the 270 by a 25% overall speed advantage. So the proof will be in, we're going to run Heaven now. Alright, so we're having a quick Tom's Hardware look. Where are we, Bernie? Where's the R9 280? Alright, tier 32 against, so it's in the same group as a GTX 960 and a 1050 Ti. So it's a good card, I think. And here's our 270 there and the 270X. So it's in the next tier. I think this is alright. Should be able to get a reasonable benchmark on this. Okay, so Heaven is being fired up on the R9 280. Alright, benchmarking. Feels smoother than the other one. The results are in. 68 frames per second, score of 1718. Let's compare that. So, in conclusion then, was I right to get the R9 270? Based on the extra 10 frames per second, no. The R9 280 with 3 gigs on board is much better. Let's look at the chart. Here we are. Here's our R9 280, 3 gigs, 68 FPS. Our R9 stock 270 is at 51. Overdrive that I did on overclocked on my old gaming cards at it went up to 70, so it's still better on maximum overdrive, but I wouldn't run it like that all the time. I like this card. Supplemental. I took home the Fortnite HP Prodesk 400 with the R9 280 in it, and I've been mucking around with overdrive, and I've got some results of overclocking as I've been spending a couple of hours tweaking. Here are the results. Okay, so here we are. Look, the GPU core clock on the R9 280 is 940 with a memory clock of 1250, and I've got 69 FPS on a 1920 1080p panel. Then I tweaked the GPU clock up to 1050, tweaked the memory clock up to 1300 and increased the voltage a bit by 5%. Got it up to 74 FPS. So up a bit more to 1100, 1300, got up to 75, but it's diminishing returns, really. The more, so the highest I could go to was 1125 with a memory clock of 1250, and I still got 75 frames a second. But then it started crashing at 1125, as you can see from the bottom two. But the sweet spot, even though the fans were thrashing, was there's a GPU clock of 1100 and a memory clock of 1500, and I stuck the voltage up by 10% and got 80 frames per second. That's going on the chart. So that is it. Happy Christmas. Another gamer done.